Parents, one of the hardest things to talk about is nighttime bedwetting or enuresis with our kiddos, especially if they're a little bit older, like 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And it can really be embarrassing, not just for us as parents, but for your kiddo too. Maybe it's interfering with them going to spend the night parties, or maybe it's interfering with just their daily school life or hanging out with their friends, or maybe it is really bothering, maybe it's bothering their self-esteem because maybe they're seeing their younger siblings not need pull-ups at night and they have to. So it can really affect them emotionally and mentally from that standpoint too. And then as parents, it is definitely frustrating to be washing sheets all the time and to be trying all of the things from setting timers for bathroom reminders or limiting fluids after a certain time or modifying the diet so that that is not interfering with them. And even things like going to the medical doctor and trying prescription medications to see if that can help with the bladder control. And it's really frustrating to be doing all those things and trying all those things and still your kiddo is not able to stay dry through the night. And so that's why I wanted to do this video today. I really want to get into the root cause of why your kiddo might be struggling with this. So here's what happens. When your kiddo goes to sleep, it shuts off certain parts of their brain, like the frontal cortex and other areas that are responsible for thinking and communicating and other things that need to happen while your kiddo is awake. And if the brain accidentally shuts down too much, then the signals can't be picked up that your kid has to go to the bathroom while they're asleep. Now, if the brain shuts off too little, maybe they're sensing that urge, that signaling is getting through, but they're not able to control the muscles that are responsible for that. And so bedwetting happens. Now, what would be the cause of the brain shutting off too much or too little during sleep? And that answer is simple and complex. It's stress. And that could be stress in the environment, anxiety stress that happens on a daily basis. It could be stress from the immune system or stress from the digestive system, or maybe a combination of all of the above. And when that stress gets to be too much, when it hits a certain level, it shifts the brain and the neurology into this fight or flight, protective, sympathetic mode. And when the body is in that sympathetic mode and now kiddo tries to go to sleep, it actually creates irregularities in their circadian rhythm and in their REM sleep cycles. Now, if you were to do case studies on kiddos who were going through things like this, lots of anxiety, lots of emotional stress, or other physical stressors on a regular basis, you would absolutely see those irregularities on their sleep studies, in their circadian rhythms, and in their REM sleep cycles. And when those irregularities start to pile up and build up, then they really start affecting your kiddo's sleep. And so what we tend to see is things like sleep talking start to show up, and sleep walking, and even night terrors, and enuresis or nighttime bedwetting. And so when it comes down to it, the main cause of bedwetting is the signaling between the brain and the body, either not being able to pick up the signals of needing to go to the bathroom or not being able to send the right signals to the body. So what we do as pediatric chiropractors is we measure that stress that's in the body. We use insight scans, which is a neurological scan, to really locate and analyze and figure out where in your kiddo's neurology that stress might be stuck. Because if we know where it is, we know how to go after it. That was absolutely the case with one of our patients. We had a little girl in here a few months ago, and she was 6 and full of life and energetic and into sports, but she was wetting the bed at night, and it was affecting her at school because she had to bring extra clothes. It was embarrassing as it happened in front of all of her friends, and it was just really getting in the way of her living her best life. And when we scanned her, we were able to find exactly where her neurology was stuck, where we needed to work, and how hard we needed to work in order to get her brain to signal better to her body while it was asleep. And the great thing about this is within a few weeks of care, she already started seeing the changes that go along with better functioning neurology. Things like she was sleeping better. She was waking up feeling rested. The talking in her sleep that her mom said she was doing wasn't happening anymore. And the best part about it was she wasn't having accidents at school. And by the end of care, she was completely dry throughout the nights too. So she got to get rid of those pull-ups. And that is exactly what we can do with neurologically focused pediatric chiropractic care. Because when it comes down to what is causing those issues, especially bedwetting and enuresis, the root cause is just the signaling in the brain. And so if we can really handle that and get that functioning better, those symptoms really do start to just melt away. And it's fantastic to see that get to happen. Now, I would love the chance to help in any way that we can. So there is a great article on the website. There is a blog on my website too, a blog article all about enuresis and bedwetting and what are some of the causes and some of the triggers and how we can help. So as always, if you have any questions, please reach out and please share this with someone that might need to see it. You never know what another family might be going through and how you might be able to help just by sharing a simple video. And if your kiddo is struggling, the next step is to get them scanned. Give us a call. Let's look at their neurology. Let's find out where that stress is stuck so that we know what next action steps to take to get your kiddo functioning and living their best life. Thanks for watching, y'all. See you next time. Take care.